Alaikum, hello all, and we are now talking about all things banned in Islam or non-permissible things for the Muslims, and then in Surah Al-Ma'idah, all the things mentioned in Surah Al-Ma'idah, and then when we finish explaining these things which has been mentioned in Surah Al-Ma'idah, then we will go through all the packed food and processed foods that to check if there are any ingredients haram, any ingredients which can come from these banned or non-permissible foods or meats or all the ingredients processed from these animals, non-slaughtered animals, by the way, by tadkiyah or by the right way in Islam. So it was mentioned, our God subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in Surah Al-Ma'idah a lot of things, that all banned things are mentioned in Surah Al-Ma'idah, and alcohol and also non-slaughtered meats and also swine and blood and so on. Our God said in Surah Al-Ma'idah, حُرِّمَتْ عَلَيْكُمُ الْمَيْتَةُ وَالدَّمُ وَلَحْمُ الْخِنْزِيرِ. So it's banned or non-permissible dead animals, blood and swine meat. 3. وما أهل لغير الله به, and all the animals dedicated to idols, and all والمنخنقة والموقودة والمنخنقة stranded animals, والموقودة the beaten animal, والمتردية all animals that can fall from a high place, and so والمتردية والنطيحة is a horned animal, that because that you know that horned animals, that an animal can horn or can kill another animal by horning, so this animal is not permissible and is banned in our Islam, in our religion. And all these items are not permissible for Muslims, and we start by explaining the Maita. Maita is the dead animal, as you know that you psychologically you cannot accept to eat a dead animal or meats from dead animals. You cannot accept it. So, and it's logic, it's very logic that our God, when he want to clean our food, and he banned all dirty things and all polluted or things that may contain something hazardous or not good for our health, and also from the sensory and the gustative properties of the food. So Maita is the dead animals, that you know that dead animal is the blood is still in the animal, that when the animal die by itself, the blood is not driving out and it's still inside this animal, and you know that this animal after 2 or 3 days you can see it's bloating and it can explode. Why? That's because too much gas is produced by bacteria and by microorganisms, why decaying and why destroying the proteins and the fatty materials, and inside this the meat, they destroy the meat, and this they produce too much gas. Like some bacteria, like anaerobic bacteria, they can live without oxygen. Anaerobic, we call them anaerobic bacteria. This Clostridium, Micrococci, and some Bacteroides, and a lot of them. And you know that the blood is a very rich medium, and they can grow fastly and they can grow strongly inside the animal, the dead animal, and they make some bad reactions, and they can produce a lot of toxic compounds and dangerous and hazardous compounds while decaying. This animal may decay, and this decaying is due to microorganism inside the animals, that because the blood and water, when we say blood, it's water also, and without water these microorganisms cannot grow. And yet you can see that after 2 to 3 days you can feel a very bad odor that may come from this animal, that this odor is due to the gas produced by these bacteria, ammonia. The ammonia, the sulfhydrylyzed H2S and NH3, and also some oxidation on some free fatty acids. The rancidity odor is very, very dangerous. It's very bad to smell, to feel. And this animal, the Maita, is very bad. It's dirty. It's spoiled. It's all you can say. And we cannot eat this dead animal, but sure, you will not eat the dead animal, but there are some animals are now considered as Maita, are dead animals. All animals not slaughtered, when we don't cut the throat and we don't say the name, evoke the name of God, are Maita. And even the animals now slaughtered now by the other way, the modern way now are, and so that's because we in our Quran, our God subhanahu wa ta'ala said the strangled animal, the burned animal, and the beaten animal, and also the animal falls or killed by accident, killed animals, killed by any accident, but any way. And these animals are same like meta. They are banned. They are not permissible to Muslims. So now the animals now slaughtered by the modern way, by the electric stunning or by the gas chamber. They kill the animal in gas chambers and then they go to the slaughtering. There is no slaughtering because the blood is still in it and it's considered for us as meta. It's not permissible. So if we cannot prepare our animal, if we cannot do the way the Islam, our God subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered us to do it, so the cut to truth and to say the name of the Bismillah, Allahu Akbar. These two things are required for any meat and for any animal to be halal. So if we don't invoke the name of God when preparing the animal, or if the animal is not slaughtered, is not sacrificed, not cut to the throat, that this animal is not permissible and it's haram. It's banned in our religion. The same, the same way the Jewish people, the kosher. The same way the Jewish are preparing their animals, they cut the throat. That's because they drive out the blood from the animal. And we could see in our laboratory, in our research, that when we compare these animals, that we found that the only one factor which may exist in all banned animals is blood. That the dead animal blood is still there, and blood by itself, the swine, anyway, it's slaughtered or not, the swine is banned. Slaughtered or not is banned by itself. It's not by its nature. And then the beat, the strangled, and any animal other dead by or killed by any accident or by any other cause, and by any other cause that to make him die. So these animals also may have the blood in them. The blood is still there, is not driving out. And the modern method now used in all the slaughterers in the non-Muslims country throughout the world, they don't drive out the blood from the animal. And the most dangerous and the most hazardous factor in these meats is blood. That's because blood is very rich and it may contain all toxins and all toxic compounds, viruses, bacteria, and amines, and all things that that your doctor, when you get sick or you feel not good, I feel bad, that you go to your doctor, he asks you to make a blood analysis, and in the blood analysis they check the enzymes, they check all abnormal compounds appearing or increasing in your blood. So these toxic compounds in blood are very dangerous, like urea, like creatinine, and like a lot of things in the blood. So the dead animal is not permissible, and dead animals, that because the blood is still there and it's very dangerous. That's because before Islam, people used it to beat and to kill the animals and to eat also the dead animals. But when the Quran has revealed and the Islam started, so he has to clean these things, and he has to clean our food. That because we couldn't wait the laboratory until now, we could not wait 14 centuries and a half for the laboratory to tell them that the blood is not permissible. Now, the international standards in food sanitation and in hygiene, now they are making blood as a very hazardous food, but in some countries they still eat blood, and they prepare from it. Some sausages are prepared from blood or partly prepared from blood, and you can find them in many supermarkets in the American countries and also in the European countries, and in Asian countries also. I could see some sausages made from blood in these countries. So we could conclude in this episode that all dirty things and all the things may contain a hazard or may contain dangers, are haram, are banned by our God. And our God couldn't ban anything that is very good for us, but it couldn't also allow or let something which may harm our body. And we will go in this way, just to check and just to explain to people why our God subhanahu wa ta'ala has banned a lot of things now, 14 centuries and a half now, and all the research centers and laboratories now are revealing every day the danger of the blood and the danger of these kind of meats, that because a lot of diseases can be transmitted to home by like typhoid, like malaria, like Shigella, and like a lot of toxic microorganisms which can be transferred to people. And the blood is the very dangerous factor and the very dangerous not food, but as a component. It's not food, but as a component. And this blood had been banned, and thanks to our God that because has banned this blood, or a lot of diseases can be issued from blood. Inshallah, until another episode. See you. Assalamu alaikum.